All right, guys. Today we are going to be reacting to the evolution of Germany's political spectrum. Jump in, guys.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about political parties? Maybe colors? If you're from the United States, did your state vote red or blue? Or maybe it's turning purple. Maybe you wish you had more colors to choose from. Well, unlike the US two-party system, Germany's parliamentary democracy is much more colorful.
All right.
In fact, around 40 political parties received votes in the 2017 national election. Over the years, many parties have come and gone, but in this video, we'll focus on the parties currently represented in Germany's Bundestag, the lower house of parliament, and talk a little bit about how they got there. First, there's the Christian Democratic Union, or CDU, and its Bavarian sister party, the Christian Social Union, or CSU. These two Christian Democratic Union, or CDU, and its Bavarian sister party, the Christian Social Union, or CSU. These two parties, traditionally working together, represent the center-right of Germany's modern political spectrum.
Okay.
Some of Germany's most famous leaders have represented the CDU, including the country's two longest-serving heads of state, Chancellors Helmut Kohl and Angela Merkel. CDU and CSU voters tend to be more conservative when it comes to both economic and civil liberties issues. Another main party is the Social Democratic Party, or SPD. Historically known to champion workers' rights, the SPD represents the center-left and is the oldest party in Germany. The SPD enjoyed major success in the 1960s and 70s, producing some of Germany's most consequential chancellors and policy decisions, like Willy Brandt and his Ostpolitik, which improved relations between East and West Germany during the Cold War. In addition to Germany's two traditional parties, the Green Party, or simply the Greens, have become a constant fixture in German politics. The Green Party evolved out of environmentalist, anti-nuclear, and anti-war protest movements in the 1970s.
Well, I was going to say 1970s, so this is more like a boomer. This is more like a boomer kind of party, let's put it that way, right? Like hippie. When I see them, I'm just thinking about hippies.
The protest movement turned political party still focuses primarily on combating climate change, but has also expanded its platform to become a mainstream center-left party. Its popularity nationwide has increased exponentially in recent years, signaling its continued influence on German politics in the future. The Free Democratic Party, or FDP, has been a constant fixture of post-war German politics. Commonly referred to as the Liberals, the FDP can perhaps be best compared with the Libertarian Party in the United States. Traditionally, it served as a decisive partner of either the CDU or SPD to form a majority governing coalition. Similar to the Libertarians across the Atlantic, the laissez-faire FDP tends to be center-right, aligning itself with the CDU on economic issues, but also center-left, aligning itself with the SPD and Greens on civil liberties issues.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it's a libertarian when it comes down to social issues, they might go more liberal, right?
Since the reunification of Germany in 1990, the East-West divide has narrowed, yet remnants of a divided Germany remain. Residual economic and social differences have forced German politics to become more fragmented over the past 30 years. The CDU and SPD have lost ground to parties on opposite ends of the political spectrum, including the far-left Die Linke, literally meaning the left, and the far-right Alternative for Germany, or AfD.
Man, that's crazy, man. This is crazy. This was, let me see. How long was this? 3 years ago. Wow. But you know what's crazy about this? It's also something that is happening around the world. That we have to refine a lot of things. You know, a lot of these issues might be more complex than we're trying to understand. Let's put it that way. I'm still young. I'm 36 years old, so I'm trying to still not go too deep into stuff. Like just step back a little bit and just rethink a lot of the positions. So or go deeper into some of these positions. The Linked and the AF Deutschland, they are there for a reason. They are there for a reason. And that's something that we have to focus on. Well, you guys have to focus on.
The left's origins are rooted in East Germany's former Communist Party.
Wow.
And it enjoys especially strong support in the East, where some nostalgia remains for comprehensive, cradle-to-grave support from the state. The AfD catapulted into the national spotlight in the wake of the European migrant crisis. Its highly controversial far-right, anti-immigration platform has made it a political pariah, one that is traditionally shunned by all other parties in Germany.
Wow.
Historically, the CDU and SPD have dominated post-war German politics. Now, other parties from all ends of the political spectrum are challenging the status quo. As German politics become more diverse, it's important to know which parties there are, what they stand for, and how they work together in government.
Yeah, that's very important. That's what he said at the end is important. Understanding the parties. And you know what's crazy? And this is me, right? This is me. I do believe before people have to go to vote, they need to just take like a pre-test or test to just give them the right to vote. You have to earn that right? You have to earn that right. And how do you earn that right? Well, you have to go to a certain amount of questions or tests to make sure you're informed, whether you're voting left, right, up, down, center, anything. You have to understand what you're doing. You have to understand how your government works. You have to understand your branches of governments. What is capitalism, communism, socialism, social democratic structures, all this stuff. And that way, even though you want to make your vote, you make it consciously. I think in the United States, our problem is that our voters are not informed, guys. Our voters are not informed. Whether it's left or right, they're not informed. They're clearly not informed. Not even in economic issues. They're not informed, guys. But that's me. I just... that would be my position when it comes down to a lot of these problems. But yeah, that interesting to see some of the history of some of these parties. It seems like Europe is going through a lot. Hopefully they can overcome those turbulence moments. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one. I'm out.